Hello! Welcome to another video. So, Season 4 Ward Guide. Let's go. Warding is something that every single player and role and class should be doing, but unfortunately most people seem to have an allergy towards it, and I have no idea why. So, let's go over the ward spots, when you should be placing these wards and how often. Generally, for me, I like to pick up a ward or wards after my first back, and then I like to keep one in my back pocket just in case. So, let's start off with the solo lane side and the solo lane wards. So, this is really easy to understand. You generally want to put one here, and you want to put one on the flip side, which is over here. Same spot, same location, just flip. This is a defensive ward, and the other one is a much more aggressive ward. This ward is basically designed to find out when someone's going into your jungle. The other version is basically to put it on a buff. If you want to be really defensive, then you can do this. If you want to be really aggressive, then you can do this. It works. But you generally want to have it on the main junction, just so you know. The variation is over here, and then you put one over here, more aggressive. So defensive, aggressive, easy. Alright, and then the other one is basically defensive, aggressive. You start to see a trend here, don't you? There are aggressive ones and more defensive ones, and here is a defensive one, and then the more aggressive one is basically over here. Again, same junction on the flip side. For the solo laner, you want to be having one, in my honest opinion, here and probably here. This stops it. Well, this makes rotations into your lane very, very difficult because you spot people out, and you also spot people if they're hiding behind that wall. And trust me, junglers like to hide behind that wall a lot. Especially if you're boxing, someone will then go, hey, look at you, and then push you towards that way, and you will probably die. Or they will do a lot of damage to you. The other ward spot is over here. This can be used to stop the mid laner from coming over towards you, especially if they have control of the mid lane and you're pushed up there. And you can also put one here too. Again, aggressive, defensive, aggressive, aggressive, depending on which side you're on. If you want to push up, then you want to have wards in their jungle. If you're being pushed on, then you want to have wards that benefit you. As for the mid laner has a couple interesting ones. Well, it has one interesting one, if I'm honest with you, and that is here. This gives you vision of the jungle when they're going this way, when they're going that way, and which direction they're going to be going in, or when they're just in lane. Incredibly useful information, incredibly important. Most of the time, people will not sentry ward that because it's not useful. It won't. But most of the time, people will sentry ward this stuff, especially if it's deep in their jungle, or it's somewhere incredibly useful, like over here. This is a very hotly contested sentry ward spot because, again, if you have vision here and you have vision here, you pretty much stop any mid laner or jungler from ganking the duo lane. It's incredibly difficult to do that from their side. They have to literally go through here, which by the time they've done that, they're next to their tower, and then their mid laner can come over and they will probably die. Easy. The other spot is basically on the Gold Fury. Given how we have these, you can sort of get away with not putting them in here, but it's always nice to have a sentry ward, especially if you lose them anyway. You don't win that. Defensive wards, again, depending on which side you're on, here, 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 etc. And then the more aggressive versions of that are here, 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 and probably here. Generally, I don't like to ward this as an aggressive one. I like to keep it as a sentry ward, but you can ward it somewhat aggressively. That's just me. Alright, so what else? Honestly, there's not really much else to say. If I'm honest with you, late game, you want to have the Fire Giant completely surrounded in wards, especially at the junctions. Early game, say 10-15 minute mark, you want to have the Gold Fury completely warded up to the side. And then late game, you'll focus for say 20 minutes plus. Your warding focus changes over here. You want to have wards across the entire map most of the game, so at the main junctions. But your focus will shift and it will go towards more team fights, so you can somewhat get away with not having as many wards. But if you are going to be pushing up and you are losing, you want to have wards where you're pushing to, so you don't get caught out. Say, for example, you want to have a ward here, especially if you're pushing this tower and the other team are like here. Yeah. So you can see not many ward spots, honestly. I think there's about 14. I think 16, 14. You can carry 2 wards at a time, so that's about 12, I think. I think that's right. I actually can't remember and don't want to do the maths. That's probably wrong, honestly. My maths is awful. But the point I'm trying to make is there's a lot of places to put wards and there's a lot of vision you want to gain. And there's a lot of very useful ward spots. This can only get you so far.
Enemy missing right.
If you call enemy missing right, and you have a ward here, and the mid laner's here, he knows he has to peg it. It makes SMITE infinitely easier to be communicating using wards. Infinitely easier. And allows you to focus on, well, the important things. Like farming and getting kills. As opposed to having to worry about where's the solo laner to, or where's the mid laner to. Unless you like playing those games. But for me personally, I don't. It's something I need to keep in mind for ranked, honestly, and it's something that I probably should improve. So yeah. Oh, and for anyone who is curious how these work, you have to get both of them and then you are awarded vision. If you get one and the other team gets one, then you don't get any vision. Easy. So, thank you for watching. I'm going to see you again next time. Like, comment, and subscribe and do all of that fun stuff. And let me know what you thought of the video. If you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe. Didn't like the video, leave a comment saying why you didn't like it. What can I do to improve? And that's pretty much it. So, peace out.